All right, welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're going to tackle something that I think we've all felt, that on-the-spot panic that turns into just rambling. Well, what if I told you there's a super simple trick to stop that? Let's get into it.
Okay, let's just paint a picture here. One that's probably going to feel a little too real. It's that moment you get put on the spot, totally blindsided.
I mean, you know exactly what I'm talking about, right? A question gets fired at you in a meeting, maybe at a dinner party, or, and this is the worst, during a Q&A after your presentation. Suddenly, every single eye in the room is on you, and they're all expecting some brilliant, perfectly formed answer instantly. And boom, that's when it happens. Before you can even get a thought out, your brain just hits the panic button. That simple little question, it suddenly feels like this massive, impossible challenge, and your mind just goes into total scramble mode. It is literally like you've opened a dozen browser tabs in your head all at once. Your thoughts are just scattering in 100 different directions. Should I say this? Oh, wait, what about that? Or that other thing I was thinking about? It's completely impossible to grab onto one single clear idea from that chaos of thoughts. And this mental scramble, it almost always leads to rambling. You just start talking, right? Kind of hoping you'll stumble upon a point somewhere along the way. But usually it just leaves you feeling frustrated, a little embarrassed, and maybe even questioning your own competence. It's a horrible feeling.
But here's what's so interesting about this, and it's really important. This whole rambling thing, it's not a personal flaw. It's not a sign that you're incompetent. It is simply a flaw in your process.
Think about it like this. The big difference between panic and confidence, or between rambling and clarity, it's not about how much you know. It's all about structure. When you have a framework to fall back on, it's like having a safety net for your brain. It gives you a clear path to follow instead of just getting totally lost in the woods. And yet, you know what's crazy? Most people don't use them. Not at all. In a recent communication workshop, the speaker asked, hey, who here uses frameworks? And get this, less than 10% of the room raised their hands. It just goes to show you how uncommon this incredibly powerful skill really is.
Okay, so let's get to the good part, the solution. We are going to look at a super simple but really powerful framework that can totally change how you speak off the cuff.
It's called the 3-2-1 trick. Seriously, think of this as your new secret weapon. It's this mental model that's so versatile you can use it for Q&As, for whipping up quick social media content, or really anytime you have to speak with little to no prep at all. So what does 3-2-1 even mean? Well, first up, we have the 3. This could be 3 steps, maybe 3 reasons why, or just 3 key points about whatever you're talking about. Then we've got the 2. This usually stands for 2 different types of something, 2 different perspectives, or even a simple compare and contrast. And finally, the 1. This is your one big idea, the single most important point, the one key takeaway you really want to leave your audience with. Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, right? But let's see how it actually works in the real world. Because putting it into action, that's where you really see the magic.
All right, so imagine someone just throws a totally random topic at you, like avocados. Instead of your brain firing up all those browser tabs, is it ripe? Is it a fruit? What about guacamole? You just lean back on the framework.
And you don't even have to use all 3 numbers. You can just pick one. For instance, you could immediately outline 3 simple steps to prepare an avocado. Just like that. Boom, you've got a clear, structured, and genuinely helpful answer. No rambling needed.
Okay, now for a real-life example from that workshop. An audience member gets put on the spot, live, right there on stage. The topic is travel, and she has like 3 seconds to come up with something. So what does she do? First, she uses the one thing part of the framework. She doesn't even hesitate. She immediately knows the one thing she wants to say about travel is that it's magnificent. What a perfect, confident start.
Then another audience member gets asked to tackle the 2 types. And again, effortlessly, she offers 2 kinds of travel, regional and international. So simple, so clear, so structured.
And to finish it off, a third person absolutely nails the 3 steps to traveling. Plan it, book it, go. I mean, how direct is that? In just a few seconds, these 3 people gave complete, confident answers to a totally random topic. And why? All because they had a simple structure to follow. So this gets to the crucial point here. The transformation that happens when you have a tool like this, it's not just about sounding better. It's about feeling better.
The speaker pointed out that the woman's body language completely changed.
She actually leaned into the microphone. She walked towards him. She wasn't scared to talk anymore. She was excited to, because for the first time she felt prepared, even when she wasn't.
And this just brilliantly illustrates the core lesson of this whole explainer. Frameworks, they aren't about being rigid or robotic. They're about creating simplicity. They literally give your brain a lifeline when you're under pressure, which allows your best ideas to actually come through clearly.
So, the next time you're put on the spot, you don't have to hit that panic button. You've now got this simple tool to fall back on. You are ready to turn that moment of panic into a clear, confident, structured response. The only question left is, where are you going to use it first?